The Monday, August 24th, 2020 meeting of the Prescott Valley Board of Adjustment is called to order. As chair, I would like to state for the information of the public, the Board of Adjustment is an impartial body made up of residents of the town of Prescott Valley who volunteer their times and efforts and are guided by state and local rules and regulations. When you address the board, please state your name and address for the record. Only one person may speak at a time, and all remarks must be addressed to the board as a whole. I will now note for the record, I beg your pardon, all town employees who are present. Members of the town staff are Fernando Gonzalez, Code Enforcement Supervisor, Christy Jones, Administrative Support, and Kelly Campbell, also Administrative Support. I will ask the Secretary to please call the roll.
Chairperson Shimon?
Here.
Vice Chairperson Johnson? Member Griffiths?
Present.
Member Van Boning?
Present.
We are required, pursuant to Article 13-29060, because we do not have a full board present at tonight's meeting, to address the applicants, their right to request that their item be deferred to a future meeting date when a full 5-member board is present. The board of approval or denial requires a majority vote. The motion will not pass if there are less than a majority affirmative vote. Please make this request known before we hear your application.
No applicant is present, but we will continue. I had not received anything from anyone wishing not to continue.
So we will proceed. I am asking for any changes or modifications to the minutes of the July 27th, 2020 meeting. Are any offered? Hearing.
Chair.
I make a motion the meetings be approved, minutes be approved.
Second, may we have a voice call vote, please?
Member Van Boning?
Yes.
Member Griffiths?
Yes.
Chairperson Shimon?
Yes. The meetings will be accepted as submitted. May I ask for any announcements from staff or board members? Hearing none, I will read into the record the first item on the agenda, UP 20-002, upon the application of Susan Rigg, owner, a request for a use permit per section 1306020A8B5 of the Town of Prescott Valley zoning ordinance in order to operate a pet grooming business. The subject property is located at 8084 East Yavapai Road, Prescott Valley, Unit 1, Lot 104, APN number 103-22104. May we have the staff presentation, Mr. Gonzalez?
Thank you, Chair, members. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to present this case to you today. The subject property is located in the R1L zoning district, and as such, the applicant is requesting a conditional use permit to operate a pet grooming business out of her residence. Town code allows for this use in a residentially zoned district subject to a use permit. Due to this information, staff is recommending the board approve UP 20-002 with the following conditions: that the following use is conditionally permitted as a home occupation provided it meets all provisions of Town Code 13-06-020A8A, and that the duration of the use permit be limited to 2 years, subject to renewal at that time. I'd be happy to answer any questions in regards to this at this time.
I have no questions for Mr. Gonzalez. My fellow board members? Any questions?
Yes, thank you, Chair. Are these some of our applicants? Maybe?
I believe they are, and I believe this is their case. So you're for the use permit, that's correct? Yes. So they may be able to answer some questions if I may not.
I see in the package that Mr. Sitterly is trustee of the property, and he has authorized his daughter Susan, I guess she's living in the home, to operate the dog and cat grooming facility. The request from this town staff says Susan Rigg, owner, but she's not really owner of the property.
Owner occupant, yes. The town code does allow an occupant, even though she's not an owner, to operate, and if that's an error, I'd
Okay.
be happy to clarify that.
That wasn't clear. And then it says Unit 1. What does Unit 1 mean? Is this a modular home or a manufactured home or a,
No, it's a residential area. I don't understand what Unit 1 would be. Oh, okay. So it's the unit that the lot area is in. Oh, so you're reading the actual description.
Yes.
I apologize.
thank you, Christie. Then I have some other questions for the applicant when that time arises.
I have no further questions. Since the applicant is here, we offer them the ability to address the board. We ask that you state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Susan Rigg, and I live at 8084 East Yavapai Road, Prescott Valley, 86314.
Thank you. You may or may not make a comment to the board as you wish.
I don't have a comment.
Member Griffiths has posed, would like to pose a question to the applicant.
Thank you, Chair. Hi, Ms. Riggs, welcome. So you want to start a pet grooming business, and I read in here dog and cats?
Uh-huh.
Do you have animals of your own?
Dog and cats.
Oh, good for you. So is this your first venture into a business?
It is.
What made you get into the grooming business?
I started doing it about 40 years ago, and I just never stopped.
Okay, perfect. It must be love. On the site plan, and I just wanted to say to staff, this is not the correct site plan on our computer.
Correct. We didn't have any for this one.
Oh, okay. I see that there's this walkway going down the side of the house where your clients will carry their animals to you.
Uh-huh.
Is that a concrete walkway or just part of the yard?
It's gravel.
It's grass?
Gravel.
Gravel, okay. When they drop the animals off, they will carry them to the back of the door where it looks like the grooming studio is?
Yeah. Yes,
And then you're there to pick up the animal?
that's correct.
And then the client, do they wait or do they leave and come back?
That's their option.
How long does it take you to groom an animal?
It depends on the animal, between 45 minutes and 2 hours.
So would they then wait in their car? Because the grooming studio looks pretty small.
I have an area where I can set up a chair,
Okay?
and a lot of people like to, go to breakfast or to the store or whatever.
Right. Okay, one other question. So you're grooming the animals and there's already a utility wash tub in this area.
Yeah.
What about the capturing of hair and pet hair, I guess, going down into the drains? Is there any?
I have a special strainer
Perfect.
that you have to empty, depending on how bad the animal is shedding,
Okay,
maybe a couple of times while you're washing them.
cool. Are you excited about this?
Yes.
Good for you. Thank you so much.
I have no questions for the applicant. Member Van Boning? Any questions? Thank you very much. I will ask if there's anyone who would like to comment from the public, make a comment.
Your question about the owner of the property, I own the property. I'm a
Excuse me, sir? May we ask you to come forward and to give your name for the record,
My name is
please?
Robert W. Sitterly. I'm the trustee of the Robert W. Sitterly Living Trust, dated October roughly 1993. And I purchased that property in 1996, and I rent it to her, and she pays rent monthly.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Hearing no comment from the public, the item is brought back to the board for closing discussion. Do either of my fellow board members wish to discuss any aspect of this application for a use permit?
No, Chairman.
Hearing no discussion, I would ask for a motion.
So moved?
I'm going to stipulate the motion. We are presenting for a vote approval of use permit UP 20-000 with the conditions Mr. Gonzalez read into the record during his presentation.
I'll second that.
May we have a voice vote, please?
Member Van Boning,
Yes.
Member Griffiths,
Yes.
Chairperson Shimon.
Yes. The use permit is approved.
Congratulations.
I will now read the second item on the agenda into the record. It is V20-000. Upon the application of the Town of Prescott Valley, agent for Lydia V. Miller, owner, a request for a variance to reduce the front yard setback from 25 feet to 20 feet 10.5 inches, as described per section 1320.010D of the Town of Prescott Valley zoning ordinance. The subject property is located at 8072 East Frank Lane, Prescott Valley, Unit 3, Lot 750, APN number 103-24155. May we have the staff presentation, Mr. Gonzalez?
Thank you, Chair, members. Again, it's UP V20-002. And the subject property is located in the R1MH zoning district, which is for single-family mobile homes zoning district. The district is the same as the R1L district, with the exception that it actually is specific to single-family dwelling units intended exclusive to provide sites for mobile homes for manufactured homes. Black Pearl Construction, contractor for the property owner, obtained a building permit to install a mobile home that's 23.4 by 52 feet on the subject property. That permit was issued on July 23rd, 2020. A building department conducted a mobile set inspection and found an error in the approved site plan. Upon further review, it was noted that the zoning department erroneously approved a setback of 20 feet, 10.5 inches in the front yard. The contractor, relying on the approved plan for the installation of the mobile home, set it at that 20 feet 10.5. Moving, changing, or altering the present location of the mobile home at this point would create a financial hardship to the property owner. One of the purposes of the density district is to regulate and maintain setbacks required for single-family dwelling units. Subject to the density district 10, in which this property lies, it requires a 25-foot setback. Town Code Section 1329-0401-2 states that the Board of Adjustment may not grant a variance if the special circumstances applicable to the property are self-imposed by the property owner. The facts are that it is clear that the zoning department erroneously approved the front yard setback, that the contractor relied on that information in order to set it, and the circumstances for approval of this variance is clearly not self-imposed by the property owner. Staff recommends, due to this information, the board approve V20-002 to reduce the front yard setback from the 25-foot to the 20-foot, 10 and a half inches. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have at this time.
I have no questions for Mr. Gonzalez. Are there questions from my fellow board members?
All I can say is a card laid's a card played, right?
That is correct. We're owning up to our mistake.
Yes, Chairman, I do. Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. On the plot plan here that we're looking at, is the storage unit there, or is that something that's being added?
Now, the storage unit was pre-existing, and that was the part of the confusion for this,
Okay.
for the approval.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are there any further questions for Mr. Gonzalez? Hearing none, I would offer the public a chance to comment, and hearing no comment from the public, the item will be returned to the board for discussion. I believe this to be incredibly straightforward, and I defer to my fellow board members for comment. There's nothing.
Nothing we can do at this point without creating them a heck of a hardship and probably a lawsuit. So,
I would then call for a motion.
Chair, I make a motion to approve Agenda Item 2, V20-002, 8072 East Frank Lane, for the revised front setback to 20 feet, 10.5 inches in the front yard.
I second that motion.
I am going to add further clarification that the variance, we're going to grant the variance because this hardship was not self-imposed by the property owner. May we have a roll call vote?
Member Van Boning,
Yes.
Member Griffiths,
Yes.
Chairperson Schimmen.
Yes. The variance is granted. I am requesting further any comment from the public as to the business before this board. Hearing none, I would see from my fellow board members and staff if there is further business. If there is none, I'll accept a motion to adjourn, followed by a voice call vote.
So moved.
We have a motion to adjourn, voice call.
Member Van Boning,
Yes.
Member Griffiths,
Yes.
Chairperson Schimmen.
Yes. The August 24th, 2020 meeting of the Prescott Valley Board of Adjustment is adjourned.